pick on us. We have a lot to offer. We make this world tolerable. Sue and I were snorkeling in Costa Mel a month ago, and as we are doing that, of course we haven't been snorkeling in a while. We normally dive, and so we haven't worn our masks lately, and mine didn't fit exactly like I wanted it to. So I matched it up. You know, we're diving, we're doing great, and I got a little bit of a leak, and I was watching it come down. It starts kind of filling up your lens, and there's a way when you're underwater, you just press the top of your lens and blow into your lens, and it blows all the water out, and you just seal it again, and you're fine. Well, I did that, but when I sealed it, the leak now became greater. And I'm like, why would it do that? So I clear my mask, I blow, and I seal it again. Now, water, when I blew, water splashed up in my eye. And that was exciting. I'm trying to tear as much as I can, and I don't want to give up looking at all the fish, and I mean, it's just awesome. And so I happened to say something to Sue. I got water in my eyes, so now I'm clearing, and I get enough tears. I'm doing okay, swimming along. Where's Sue? I don't see Sue. And I look, and I go back where I last saw her, and she's swimming as hard as she can. And so I came up and said, what are you doing? Where are you going? She said, I'm going to get you some fresh water to wash your eyes out. I said, I'm okay. She goes, what I needed it diluted. I needed it to be less strong than it was. And I got it diluted with tears. Isn't that the way that we do the world sometimes? Don't we come on pretty strong? You ever met somebody? Let me see, who can I pick on? Oh, Mel. Yes, Mel. Here I come. I meet Mel for the first time, and I go, hi, I'm Don. And what's your name? Hi, have you ever accepted Jesus as your Savior? You know, that's strong. That's strong. She's wanting to get some fresh water to wash me out of her system. She wants me to be a little diluted. I came on really strong. We are to make the world tolerable and taste good, not to overcome it. Too much salt is just too much salt. I forgot what Sue fixed one time, and when she fixed it, whatever we put in the food was already kind of a saltiness, and so she added salt to it. Man, whoa, this is serious salt, huh? You know, where your mouth and your eyes dry up, and you have to start drinking gallons of water to dilute it and get it out of your system. You ever seen what happens when you go along and you eat something that's really salty, and then you try to take off your ring the next morning or that night, and it's all swelled up? It says, no, you can't have it. And you go, wow, I wonder what happened. All the salt is now gathered, and it's holding the moisture, and you've retained moisture. See, that's part of the necessity of having salt in your system when you go out to do hard work, so that you can retain the salt rather than sweat all the salt, or retain the fluids rather than sweat it all out. That's what salt does. Salt is also a preserver. We know that. We just don't preserve it much. You ever eaten one of these smokehouse hams? The way they preserve that is that they put salt. They rub. They coat that ham in salt, and then they hang it up in the smokehouse, and it smokes, and it's just so good. Anybody's mouth watering yet? Can you imagine some baked potato? Put some butter on there and sour cream. Aren't you glad you had the communion this morning? It preserves. What it does, if you had some fish that you wanted to preserve and you took the fish and you soaked it and put salt all over it and in it, you know what it does? It takes, the salt soaks out the moisture and it soaks out the blood so that you have just the meat. It may be salty, but you just have the meat. It purifies and it keeps from having decay. If you're the salt of the earth, what do? You preserve the world. You make it tolerable. You keep it from decaying. Are you any surprised when individuals want to get close to you, and then when they get close to you, you realize they don't know how to act around you? I went into the gym at the police department the other day, and I thought there would be nobody there. Sometimes I just like to work out by myself, and so when I was walking up, I heard the reverberation of the music in the gym, so I knew somebody's there because they're playing loud music. And so when I walked in, there's two officers, and when I walked in, the music was just, oh. And one of them yelled out something to me, and I couldn't understand what he was saying, and I said, so I walked over close, I said, what? He said, turn the music down, it's offensive.
Nice.
I said, offensive to you or to me? And he didn't say anything. And I listened for a moment. I said, now I see where you learned some of those new words you've been using. See, we keep the world from decay. If I'd have gone in there, just think about it. If I'd have gone in there and walked up to the stereo and it's and I don't know how these guys can sing when they're yelling and screaming out their voice. I just don't get that. I don't understand how your voice can stand that very long. If I'd have walked in with all that music going and I just turned that sucker off and I said, that's offensive to me, what would their reaction have been? But they said it was offensive. Yes, it was very offensive. I can't believe that kind of music is even over our airwaves. Of all the words that I heard in that song, I could not believe it's even released, much less played over our airwaves. But what I did, I walked up to one of them after a little while and I said, are you still going to celebration? He said, yeah, I did. I said, may I tell you? And we started talking about the church. How's it going? How's it doing? The other one didn't talk because I know he's not going to church. But I didn't rub salt in his wound. I didn't make him feel insignificant. He knows I love him. We need to be, as sad as it is, we have to be tolerant.